All right, everybody. Menu 20, hash brown potatoes with bacon, peppers, and onions. One of my breakfast favorites. MRE, made in June of 2019. And let's get this thing open and see what we got. All right, everything comes out in one big bunch. Interesting, 270 calories in the main part of the menu here. Apple turnover.
Oh, cool.
Oh, we have coffee. That's good because it's chilly today. I'm ready for some coffee. Got our stove there. Cheese spread, that's good. Beverage base orange. You got your crackers. Granola with milk and blueberry. Dry roasted peanuts. And we've got our hash brown potatoes with bacon, peppers, and onions. So we'll get that in the heater right away and get this going. All right, get our little bit of water on our heater. Get our hash browns in there. All right, let's get onto our dehydrated granola with milk and blueberries. Open it up, pull out the oxygen scavenger, and then add a scant 1/6 canteen cup of water to the pouch. It's chilly and windy out here today. Take a look at this before we, can you see that there? That's kind of crazy. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pour a little out of my hand here. There's some blueberries.
Oh, weird.
There's your granola and like some kind of cereal something or other in there.
Yeah, it is like cereal.
Yeah, we'll add the water to it and see how it works out.
And this is your real canteen from your days in the Marine Corps.
That's right. That's right. I saved that along with my cup. There we go. And this is the pouch, and this would hook onto your web belt. These come up. You put it through. There's a belt. I don't even think if I have mine anymore. Anyway, it slips down in between there, and then you push that back down. And as we've mentioned, the cup itself has a little scoop right in there, the canteen cup, and that's so it sits on the cheek of your butt there. It's a little more comfortable than just all rounded. So anyway, let's see if we can mete out about 1/6 of a cup. I don't want to do too much. Let's go with that for 1/6 of a cup. There we go. That's that. Let's get everything else out of the packets here. Start with our crackers. I heard a little
hiss.
I
heard a hiss too. I was wondering.
That's a good thing, I think. Means it's still packaged good. Well, the bottom one is fairly intact. That top one got lasted pretty good. There we go.
I like the old-fashioned crackers from when you were in. They were way thicker, hardier.
You know, I'll have to do a comparison because I still have a few of the old ones. Get out one of the old ones, get out this one, and see if there's much of a difference. There is a spoon. Dry roasted peanuts. Boy, I like those. We've got cheese spread. Classic cheese spread for sure.
Wow.
Can I keep it in one long, what do you call it, run? I'm not sure. There we go. That got it all. I could make a little pretzel out of it or something.
There you go.
Let's get our accessory packet going here. We got the paper towels, toilet paper, our salt, creamer because we have coffee, Bill's Brew coffee, sugar, moist towelette. Now this is wild. We have matches with this one. Right here. Why would I have matches? That seems kind of incongruous with this meal. There's a heater. They're not heat tabs. Seems kind of strange, but we got our gum.
Weird. It's not like they gave you cigarettes or anything.
Yeah. No smokes to go with it. Well, let's get our cup out again. Put just a little bit of water in there so that I don't have all the powder go all over the place since it is a little breezy out here today. Here's our orange powder. Oh yeah. Do the orange Gatorade and Powerade stuff. I don't care for the orange flavor typically, so it'll be interesting to see if this is kind of about the same or if it's any better. Okay, we've got our granola with milk and blueberries. This is interesting. It's made by Mountain House, which they make a lot of outdoor backpacking and camping, kind of dehydrated and freeze-dried kind of stuff. But this is in an MRE. So let's take a look and see what this looks like here. Blueberries kind of look like raisins in this state.
Huh. Don't know what to think about that.
Looks a little bit like porridge almost, doesn't it? You know, if I add too much more, I'm going to go over the edge here. I'm going to bring that up just a bit.
You want me to get a rock?
Yeah, let's get a rock. Oh yeah, perfect. Look at that.
There we
Thank
go.
you. Now I can finish pouring out our mixture.
Yeah, I've never really seen anything like that.
I don't know that I've ever done milk and blueberry granola just on its own, so let alone dehydrated stuff. So this would be good to try. So we have everything on the tray that we could open. Now we're going to wait for everything else to heat up, and while we're waiting, I want to pick up somewhere where I left off last video. So we were on the NATO float. We got done in Norway. On the way from Norway to Holland, I guarded the brig. We got to Holland. I got my pass to go to the interior of Holland. I wanted to go because my father's mother, that would be my paternal grandmother, her family, her maiden name was Stubbe, or Stubbe. And her people were from the northeast part of Holland. So I found out they were from the Groningen province and in a town called New Bertha. So I got my pass, got my map, looked how far away it was. It was quite a ways. And I started asking around, and the train went within 20 miles of the town or of the area I needed to go. So I got some tickets for the train, first time I'd ever ridden a passenger train, pretty uneventful, but it was cool to go through the countryside of Holland, see the windmills for real, all that kind of stuff. And got about 20 miles outside of the town that I needed to go to visit, see if any of the Stubbes were still there. And it was a long walk to get the rest of the way. So I thought, well, I was a young man, I thought I'd hitchhike. So stuck my thumb out as soon as I got off the train and on one of the main roads. And right away, a guy pulls off in a 70s model LTD. And he was a retired Air Force guy from the United States. He's like, "Where are you going, guy?" And I was like,
crazy.
"Wow, I'm from the US, you must be too." And we had great small talk. He took me right into town. And in fact, I asked him to drop me at a hardware store for two reasons, mainly to ask about if they knew any Stubbes, where any Stubbes lived. Maybe look in the phone book, ask around. And another reason that I'll get into another video. So anyway, I got directed to where the Stubbes lived. So I headed to that place, and I have to say, that little village in Holland was so cool. All the homes were very quaint, a lot of brick, a lot of just pretty, the streets were cobblestone. It was really kind of walking back into time, stepping back into time. So I knocked on a door and I met a couple, probably about my age now, back then. And their last name was Stubbe, but the people, they said, the Stubbe you want to talk to lives down the street away. So I went and knocked on their door. I heard some noise inside the home, and a girl, probably 10, 12 years old, opened the door. She screamed and slammed the door right in my face. It's like, well, okay, I didn't know what to think. And I heard some more murmurings inside, and a woman came to the door, probably about 35 years old or so, and explained to me that that was her daughter. And in school, they'd been learning about the Nazis. And the Nazis, a lot of them were skinheads. And of course, I was on ship and I kept my head shaved. It was just easier to pass inspections. So she'd just been learning about skinheads. Here comes a guy rapping at the door with a rucksack on my back. And she thinks skinheads, screams, and slams the door in my face. So anyway, after everyone assured her that I wasn't that, we met. And sure enough, they knew of relatives in the past in the 1800s that had left Holland and gone to America. And it was a little obscured what had happened to them, or they weren't sure. So she got on the phone. Her husband came home a little later. She actually got on the phone and called one of the relatives over. And I promise you, a man about my grandmother's age, about 80, 85 years old, you could hear him coming. We were out in the little courtyard they had, sitting outside. It was a very pleasant afternoon in the spring. And you could hear him clup, clip, clup, clip, clup. He was walking with his wooden shoes on the cobblestones to their home. And he couldn't speak any English, so they had to translate for him. But sure enough, he had his father remembered one of their brothers who, so it would have been one of this man's uncles, who left Holland in the 1800s to head to America, and that was my grandmother's progenitor, probably my grandmother's father, so it had been my great-great-grandfather. But he was not sure if they ever heard from him again, and so I was kind of able to say, well, I'm one of the descendants of that uncle of yours that went to America, and that was kind of fun. So we had a great visit. But one of the things I took away from that visit at the time in Holland, they got out their globe and wanted to know where I lived. And so I showed them. At the time I was stationed in North Carolina, but I'd lived in Florida when I was in school. And before school I went to boot camp in South Carolina. And before that I was in Arkansas. And before that I grew up in Iowa. And they wanted to know, what made you go from where you were born in Iowa to Arkansas? And I said, oh, I got a job down there. And they said, but how did you get the job? And I didn't understand the question. Well, in Holland at the time, don't know if it was any different now, with what they told me, if you wanted to move from one part of the country to the next, and again, I don't know if it's still that way, this is how I was led to believe everything worked, you had to have all that set up and had to have government help to find a different job in the trade you were in or whatever you did for a living. They had to make sure that they could get you a job somewhere else and that you could move and then find housing as well, because it wasn't just you go and take a chance and find out what you can do or can't do. You had to go through government services to get all that taken care of. And that was just so odd to me. I couldn't wrap my mind around having to go to the government and ask them for permission to move someplace. So anyway, we had a great visit. They treated me real well, and we had supper together and breakfast the next morning. The man had to go to work, and I left him what I would have spent on a hotel, under my pillow, and bid them adieu. And I had a great time, wonderful time in Holland, great memories from that. And I'll tell you, kind of wrap that up in the next video. But anyway, I think our food's about ready. Let's get some warm food out here. All right, so here we go with our hash browns. They are toasty. They ought to be pretty good looking things here. Let's see. The hash brown drop, as they call it. Yeah.
Hash brown dropping?
Yes. No. Drop, I said. All right. Well, they look like hash browns, don't they?
I feel like I should look away.
But you can't, right? I can tell right now I could probably use some ketchup with these things. But I want to make sure we get everything out of there. Get all the goodness. Whoops. Got trees and flora and fauna coming in the screen here. There we go. All right. There we go. Every last drop. So to speak. Heat up that apple fritter and have it with some coffee here in a bit. All right, well, let's take a look here. Say a quick prayer. Father, thank you for our food so much. I appreciate the fact that you provide it faithfully, and I ask you to bless it to my body now. In Christ's name, amen. All right. Have a little orange drink first here. That's not bad. In fact, I don't know if I mix that right, but that's good. It's real orangey. And in fact, that's really good. That's a pleasant surprise because I do not typically like orange drinks. So anyway, let's see here. Looks like I've got sausage there. I've got some peppers. Not seeing any onions for sure, but I'm sure they're in there. The potatoes are so white. Let's take a look here. Get us a little bit of helping of everything. Taste the sausage, taste the peppers and potatoes. Not the onion so much, but you know what? That's not too shabby. Put a little salt on that. I have to say it's not warm at all. I mean, I thought it was going to be nice and warm because we left it in there good and the bag was still warm, but this just didn't. That's good. That's good. You want a bite?
Sure. I'm going to take a cracker.
There you go. It's a good idea with a cracker.
Now the flavor's not too bad. I actually kind of like that. Yeah.
But I could use some Tabasco or ketchup or something, something tomato, something.
They need a ketchup packet with it.
Definitely. Yep. Maybe have a little cheese with that. Cheese and crackers. I like that. That's bacon or sausage in there. That's good. Boy. It's like a snake. It's hanging on there. There we go. Nice and chilly out. It's good cheese spread. Not bad.
It tastes just like cheese spread I've had when I was younger, like
Yeah.
Kraft, Cheese
like
Whiz or
Cheese Whiz,
something.
yeah.
I'm curious about this here.
We'll try that here in a minute. I'm going to try a few nuts. Of course, I like peanuts. These are Virginia peanuts, I'm sure. That's good. Ooh, it's chilly. I like it. All right. Got to try the old granola with blueberries and milk. All right, let's see here. It's okay. You know what? I've got a sugar.
And
I won't use it in, yeah, it won't, I'm not going to use it in my coffee, so let's do some sugar in this here. Kind of like cereal, in the mornings. You want to try a little of that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, all right.
It's like porridge or something.
Yeah, yep. And it mixed pretty good, like a milk or, a liquid, some kind of liquid. I'm sure there's a blueberry cereal out there. I don't know about it, but I'm sure there is, and it's just, yeah, it's like a cereal with blueberries in it. Not too bad at all, actually. I'd eat that.
Especially with some sugar in it.
Yeah, yeah. And again, if you're in camp and you could have a fire going or something like that, that would probably be kind of fun to try it warmed up. So, but I don't have a microwave out here, so. What do you think, guys? Should I try doing one of these with a campfire and heat water, maybe boil some water and heat some of this stuff up on the? Try that. I don't know if that'd be worth the trouble. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. Anyway, well, let's try some dessert and some hot coffee. But right now, this isn't bad. The hash browns are decent. I don't know about the protein in them. Excuse me. I don't know about how much protein's there, but the hash browns are filling. That's for sure. The nuts are good. That dessert is kind of tasty. Let's try that apple fritter or apple biscuit. We'll see what that is here and get some hot coffee. All right, let's get some of our Bill's Brew in here. Nice. It's getting chilly out here. I had to put my earmuffs on. I don't want to get sick. I'm old. Anyway. All right, we've got our apple turnover heated up, kind of.
I've never seen an apple turnover in an MRE before myself.
No, I haven't either. It looks a lot like some of the other things looks like some of that bread, the bread items. Let's see what, oh, look at that. That's kind of cool. Like some apple dumpling looking stuff in there. All right.
Interesting.
See that inside there?
Yeah.
Well, let's give it a try with our coffee here. That's good. Oh wow. That's the way to end a meal there. Now I think that the apple fritter part doesn't quite go to the end of the bread, as you can see. That's a little bit of a cheat to me, but on a cold day with some hot coffee, by golly. Well guys, we'll try the gum here a little later. I appreciate you hanging out. I've got another one of these I want to try. Let's get after that here and get after the next one.